Do you know what year it is? Piers, do you know what year it is? Okay, it's not October 7th, 2023. Since then, over 2.5 years later, tens of thousands of children have been slaughtered on the Palestinian side.
Welcome back, everyone. Anna Kasparian opened a can of whoop-ass on the entire panel, including Piers. 3-on-1 debate on whether Anna is anti-Semitic, and the second part of the debate, why Miss Rachel, a famous children's YouTuber, is promoting the Palestinian struggle. Oh wait, perhaps it's because one side is committing a genocide against the other. Anyway, let's take a look.
You will see on my actual X page that I am constantly republishing, reposting, and commenting on the Center for Peace Communications, which are the people who are pushing the Palestinians that are against both Hamas as well as the Palestinian Authority. So when it comes to people who are acting entirely one-sided, I don't want any of that. We have Anna here, and actually, from my opinion, Anna's not the worst of the worst by any stretch of the imagination.
But do you believe she's anti-Semitic?
No, I do not. I do not believe that Anna is anti-Semitic. Okay. I think that she can sometimes be easily manipulated and push the same Hamas-run Ministry of Health numbers.
And out of interest, Jay. And Jay, before Anna, I'll come to Anna. I'll let you respond.
Let's talk about data. No. I get to respond to that. Let's talk about data from the IDF, the IDF's internal data. I don't read American media on what's happening in the Middle East. I actually like to read Israeli media because they're super honest, and I really appreciate their honesty. So Israeli papers got a hold of the IDF's internal data in regard to civilian casualties in Gaza. And their own data indicates 83% of people slaughtered in Gaza, 83% are civilians. Israel, the IDF, just shot and killed. Stop, don't interrupt me. IDF just shot and killed an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old in Gaza, claiming that they had crossed the yellow line when no such thing happened. And they tried to make it seem as though an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old are literal militants deserving of the type of slaughter they were met with. Okay, listen, I am not going to sit here and just stomach the ridiculous propaganda and lies that keeps getting regurgitated over and over and over again. You guys have to find better talking points. You really do, because these have been debunked over and over again on this show, and they will continue to be debunked on this show, on my show. Americans aren't stupid. They see what's happening. The evidence is abundantly clear. What's amazing to me is the dehumanization of every human life that isn't Israeli or isn't in favor of what that disgusting genocidal government is up to.
Guys, Anna is absolutely bang on the money. As you can see here, The Guardian posted, and I quote, Israeli military's own data indicates civilian death toll around 83% in Gaza war. Initially, the IDF couldn't even share numbers with us, saying it was confidential when they really had no idea how many civilians they were killing. Then they came up with the absurd 2-to-1 ratio. For every one Hamas, 2 civilians were killed. Now their own documents indicate that 83% of everyone killed was an innocent person. The Lancet, which I'll snip it here somewhere, says, and I quote, it is not implausible to estimate that up to 186,000 or more deaths could be attributed to the current conflict in Gaza. An Israeli paper stating potentially that up to 186,000 or more killed. As I said before, the conversation stops at genocide.
Was it unwise of Miss Rachel to be so outspoken about this? Not because she's not entitled to, or it's not an incredibly important issue, but the fact she is a children's entertainer with a huge audience. Was it unwise of her to get overtly political like this?
The days of Zionists bullying Americans into silence is over. Put that in your pipe and
that's a different question, though.
I'd like to read a quote.
Oh, that was great.
I'd like to read a quote.
Yeah, the biggest bully on the internet is talking about bullying. Give me a break.
Miss Rachel is an American, God bless her. And as an American, she is afforded the freedom to speak out against injustice as she sees it. So do I think it's wise?
No.
Obviously, I think it's wise. It's what I do for a living.
No one's doubting her right.
I think it's wise.
No one's doubting her right to say it.
Yes.
But it's whether it's...
Answered your question, I think it's wise. Because they're going to call everyone an anti-Semite.
What would you say
as long as you're not bowing down to the government of Israel, they're going to call you an anti-Semite. Right, they don't even care about the value of Jewish lives here in the United States.
Okay, but Anna,
if those Jewish individuals are critical of Israel,
Anna,
it's all about Israel. Right. This is about an ideology, not about an identity, a heritage, a religion, or an ethnicity.
Okay, but if
Make sure you realize that.
Okay. But if it was
weaponizing anti-Semitism for Israel's purposes is so disgusting.
But if it was a children's entertainer who was pro-Israeli,
yeah.
Oh, Anna would have.
What would you say? And be honest about this.
If she is showing the humanity of Israeli children, why would I have a problem with that?
Oh, come on.
Really?
And Piers, you've had me on this show multiple times. Yeah, I 100%.
But if you deem she only cared about Israeli kids
multiple times,
right? But if you deem
do you know
she
what year it is, Piers? Do you know what year it is? Okay, it's not October 7th, 2023. Since then, over 2.5 years later, tens of thousands of children have been slaughtered on the Palestinian side.
Yeah, but that's not my question.
So when they bring up the what
that's
about
not my question.
What about everyone condemns what happened to Israeli civilians on
that's
October
not my question.
7th. I have done that on this show.
Anna, you're answering a different...
I have done that on this show.
Yeah, I'm not
the
questioning...
Thing is, the two individuals on this panel right now do not care about Palestinian lives.
Well, I don't believe that's true.
That's false.
I don't believe that's true.
On so-called anti-Semitism.
I don't believe that's true, but my question was...
They don't care.
My question,
they don't care.
All right,
let me read you a quote
Let me talk,
Let me read you a quote.
Let me talk.
This is from Tali Gottlieb. Tali Gottlieb says, "We have no hostages left. We no longer have to be precise, as if the IDF was ever precise in Gaza. We can attack without mercy. Merciless. What do the two individuals on this panel have to say about that?
Well, I want you to...
genocidal rhetoric.
Okay, but I just want you to answer my question first, which is actually specifically about whether a children's entertainer with a massive reach, if they were promoting the pro-Israeli position on this war and not really mentioning the
genocide?
Palestinian side...
No, I would not think that's a good idea.
So you would not like that to happen?
If they're promoting genocide, I would not.
That's not what he asked.
No. If they were being supportive of Israel, but they weren't mentioning the Palestinian plight much, what would you say about that? Would you think it's appropriate for children's entertainment?
I would say that sounds a lot like American media.
No, but my point would be that I think you would be very critical if a children's entertainer was overtly pro-Israeli. That's the point. So is there a double standard here?
Guys, big respect for Anna. Honestly, this lady isn't afraid to say it how it is. And yes, I agree, Miss Rachel, regardless whether she makes children's videos or not, that woman has more humanity and love in her for children than any of these puppets on the panel. And maybe it's because it breaks her heart knowing these children are suffering in the most unimaginable of ways that has driven her to speak out, and I'm so glad she has. Piers asks Anna how she would feel if it was the other way around, a children presenter who was pro-Israeli. You know, we're not here to discuss hypotheticals. The fact is, there's a genocide in Gaza. According to UNICEF, over 50,000 children have been killed or injured in Gaza. The suffering is in Gaza. The support and aid should be for Gaza. No child deserves to suffer wherever they are in the world, but right now there's a suffering in Gaza and Sudan, and they need us now more than ever. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Support me by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you all on the next video. Peace out.